Mute.
All right. So continuing with the previous session of the configuration, right? I'll also show a few commands that we can check when we run into consistency issues between the VPC peers, right? So if you look at the show VPC output, a couple of things that we need to verify here itself is the active VLANs. It should be the same, and it should show the right set of VLANs that you have for the VPC peers, and it should be the same on both the sides, right? Otherwise, you will see consistency failures. Not the type one, but
do you have a way of creating an inconsistency first?
Yes, I'll show it to you. Yeah, but I'll first show you the output, and then we can create inconsistencies, okay?
Okay.
All right. So show VPC consistency parameters, and there are options for global, interface, VLAN, or VPC, right? So we can do for VPC 100 that we have, and we can see all the values that we have configured, right? So we have the allowed VLANs both the same on both sides. The MTU is same. The mode, the speed, duplex, all these settings has to match, right? So if the peer values are not matching, and it says that a VPC will be suspended in case of mismatch. So if there's any mismatch between these values, it will get suspended, all right? So let's now try to create an inconsistency, okay? So let's do this. Show run interface port channel 100. Okay, interface port channel 100. Switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10. Shed. No shed. Show vPC. Right. Now let's look at this output. If you see here, the allowed VLANs this side and the suspended VLAN. So VLAN 100 has gone into the suspended mode, right? Right now it is down. Okay, adjacency formed. And if you see on the N7 gate 2, the port channel 10 has also gone down because of the type 1 inconsistency, and the VPC has been suspended, right? So if you do show VPC, this side it's up, but the other side, since it's inconsistent and it's not matching, it has been shut down, right? So what we can do is interface port channel 100, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 100, and we can, can do shed and a no shed. Show VPC brief. Yeah, it takes time to bring up the peer. Okay, so the adjacency is formed. Show interface port channel 10. Right, it's suspended, so we need to go to interface port channel 10, do a shed, and no shed. So if you also notice the output, it says suspended by VPC because there was an inconsistency, right? So show VPC brief. Show run interface port channel 100. 10. Yeah, this is fine. Right, the local suspended VLANs are okay. Yeah, I mean, it takes some time to sync up the CFS and bring up the links or remove the inconsistency. So if you see here, after we rectify the configuration, and did a shut no shut to the port channel 10, everything came up fine, and the VPC is no more in suspended status. Show interface port channel 10, and it will show you as up, right? Yeah. We can also have some global commands as well. Show VPC consistency parameters global. Now, with this global command, we can see, what is the STP mode. Now, if we change the STP mode to a different STP mode, say for MST on the other side, it will create an inconsistency, and eventually you might see the state getting to suspended for the VLAN, right? If you want, I can try that as well. So spanning tree mode MST, right? Show VPC. So if you see the show VPC output right here, first of all, you will notice configuration inconsistency reason, VPC type 1 configuration incompatible. The STP mode is inconsistent. Let me span this up, right? So we see a change in the behavior as soon as we change the configuration. Now, if you see, the consistency here has failed and says global compat check failed, right? Compatibility check failed. Now, let's do here. We can clearly see the difference, right? And as soon as I change it back to the rapid PVST, it works fine. And the consistency is also gone, right? Make sense? So this was the type 1 and the type 2, the type 1 consistency I was talking about, right? We can also have a type 2 consistency, say for show run interface port channel 10. Let me create another VLAN, so VLAN 10, right? So interface port channel 10, spanning tree trunk allow, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 10, 100. All right, so let's look at the output on the N7K1 side. So show VPC consistency parameters VPC 100. So there's an inconsistency, right? It should match. Now let's look at the show log. Oh, well, logging is not enabled, but right, but for all the configuration, the misconfigurations that we do on the main Nexus 7000 switch, we can see the different error messages popping up for the inconsistencies that are seen, right? But and clearly with the type 2 consistency error, right, it won't show you an error message, but with the output, you can verify that it is matching or not, right? And based on that, you can rectify your relevant configuration to support or to match the configuration on both sides, right? So interface port channel 10, switch port trunk allowed VLAN 100, and it should be fine now. Yeah, it's fine now, right? So this is what I was talking about. And this whole exchange or the update between the peers is happening through CFS over the VPC peer link, which is the port channel 100 that we created. Okay. So any questions? Any questions so far? All right, so I'll stop the recording now, and we can we'll continue with our next session tomorrow. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me.